Hi, welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My channel is called German with Lakshman, and in this series, I'm uploading just German language videos. I'm trying to help you develop with German as a language. Right now, we're still in the beginning stage of the course. We're still trying to expand your vocabulary, and that's really what the topic of the last few videos has been, and what it will continue to be until I feel like I've exposed you to enough vocabulary so that we can now start working more with passages, so that now we can start learning grammar, so that when we use the grammar, you can apply it to writing and stuff, and when you speak, and you'll be able to do that because you know enough vocabulary to talk in German, form sentences together, and talk about different subjects. Still going to be in a basic structure, but at least now you'll have the vocabulary because vocabulary is not difficult. All it takes is time and effort. And that's what we're going to go through it. And that's really the most important thing. If you really want to develop with your German skills, you need to put in the time, you need to put in the effort. And in this video, I'm going to give you the vocabulary. We'll go over how to pronounce it so that you know everything that you need to know, and then you just practice with it, and you'll be able to use this when you write and when you talk in German. On my YouTube channel, I actually also upload a podcast. It's called Thoughts with Lakshman. It's we focus really the first 15 to 20 episodes on German culture and German society. So if you're interested in learning German as a language, which I assume you are because you clicked on this video, um, then I highly recommend you take a listen to that. We also do have a couple of videos on the history of German as a language, and I think you would find it quite interesting. But yeah, we're going to be focusing the next few videos on more general topics and more cultural based stuff, and focusing on societies a bit more focus on sort of anthropology type topics. But I still the first 20 episodes are really strongly related to German, so I highly recommend it. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. Sports and hobbies, or Sport und Hobby, as you would say in German. And yeah, we're gonna again. This is a vocabulary style video, so I highlighted the words, and these are some sport vocabulary in German. Spielen, to play. Spielen is one of the most important words in German, verbs in German. You're going to use it a lot. So, spielen, to play. Now, look at this for soccer. Do you see that letter right here? We have a video on it. The unique characters in German. That looks kind of like a B, but it's pronounced as a double S. So it's Fußball. Fußball. That's how you'd say it in German. You wouldn't say football as you would say in maybe Spain or Latin America or football. You'd say Fußball. Ice hockey is hockey. Uh, Kegel is bowling. Kegel is bowling. Boxen is boxing. Swimming. Skiing is ski fahren. Now, skiing's a little different. If you look at all the other word nouns, spielen's obviously a verb, but if you look at the other nouns like Fußball, ice hockey, kegeln, boxen, and schwimmen, they're just one noun. If you wanted to say, skiing, ich gehe Ski fahren, that I went skiing. That's how you'd say it in German. You wouldn't say ich gehe Fußball. You wouldn't say I go soccer. You wouldn't say that. That doesn't make sense. But you would say ich gehe Ski fahren, and you have a verb attached to the noun. Ski is the noun, and it's attached to a verb, fahren. And yeah, that's how you'd say that. So I just wanted to point that out. Ringen is wrestling. Klettern, climbing. Klettern, climbing. Two T's there. Tisch tennis, table tennis. Tisch tennis, table tennis. Now, for tisch tennis, just something to keep note. If you saw one of our last videos, I think it was the one before this or the two before this, we went over furniture, and one of the things I pointed out was that der Schreibtisch is a desk. Now, if you break down the compound inequality, right, because tisch tennis is another compound inequality. Tisch means table, and tennis just means tennis. And as you see on the thing below it, right, tennis is just tennis in German. So you should be able to use your own intuition to figure this out. Um, Turnen is gymnastics. Basketball is simply basketball, but you would pronounce it differently. You'd say basketball, and not basketball, but basketball. You'd emphasize the K because it's German. Radfahren is bicycling. And yeah, let's move on to the next slide, which is hobby vocabulary. So last slide was sport. Now we're focusing on hobbies. I attached them together because video would have been too short other than that, and I also think both of these vocabulary words are important. Both these groups of vocabulary words are important. Kochen is to cook. Kochen, you did not pronounce the ch. So kochen is to cook. Schreiben to write. Schreiben to write. Tanzen to dance. Tanzen to dance. You really want to emphasize the Z, the NZ, the NZ. Tanzen to dance. Fernsehen to watch TV. Fernsehen to watch TV. Reisen to travel. When you say reisen, whenever you see an EI, like schreiben or reisen or spazieren, whenever you pronounce the EI, your tongue should be going to the back of your mouth. So when you say reisen, your mouth should be opening up and your tongue should be going to the back. So reisen to travel. You can practice it. It's actually a lot of fun to practice pronouncing stuff in German because a lot of it is where your tongue is in your mouth, which is interesting because you don't think of English like that. But I guess maybe if you were a non-English learner and you're trying to learn English, you might. But at least for German, I think about where my tongue is when I'm trying to pronounce things, and it's a little bit different, but it's kind of cool sometimes. So, zeichnen to draw, lesen to read, ins Theater gehen to go to the theater, ins Theater gehen. Notice how I don't say th, I say t. So ins Theater, not theater, but Theater gehen to go to the theater. Spazieren gehen. Spazieren gehen to take a walk. Malen to paint. Schwimmen to swim. Two M's, by the way. Schwimmen to swim. Freunde treffen. Freunde treffen. You really want to roll your tongue when you say treffen. It should be quick. You should say Freunde treffen to socialize with friends. Zum Yoga gehen to go to yoga class. Yoga is just the same. And gehen, it's one of the most used verbs in German. We spoke about it. It means to go. So zum Yoga gehen and Übung to exercise. There are lots of words for exercise, but Übung is one word that is pretty commonly used. But other than that, I have a quick little story to for you to practice so you can understand the vocabulary. So here you go. Nico mag Fußball, aber nicht so gut. Nico mag Fußball, aber nicht so gut. What does that mean? It means Nico likes soccer, but he is not so good. Doch, Nico ist sehr gut Tennisspieler. Still, or you could say, however, still, Nico is a very good tennis player. Nico spielt Tennis für seine Schulteam. Nico spielt Tennis für seine Schulteam. Nico plays tennis for his school team, right? Die Schule is school. That's why it's seine with an e at the end. We're gonna focus an entire video on this, but just to point that out to you, because this is some of the more advanced grammar stuff. And once you know the vocabulary, we can start putting sentences together, and then you can start to see the grammar. But yeah, let's just move in. Fabio kocht in sein Freizeit. Fabio kocht in sein Freizeit. Fabio cooks in his free time. Fabio ist 16 Jahre alt und wohnt seine Mutter lernen. Fabio ist 16 Jahre alt und wohnt seine Mutter lernen. Fabio is 16 years old and he learns from his mother. Fabio's Mutter mag auch kochen. Fabio's Mutter mag auch kochen. Fabio's Mutter also likes to cook. Thomas ist sehr faul. Ist viel fraß. Thomas sitzt und Fernsehen. I'll repeat that. Thomas ist sehr faul. Isst viel Fraß. Thomas sitzt und Fernsehen. So what is it saying? Thomas is very lazy. He eats lots of junk food. Thomas sits and watches TV. So yeah, just wanted to write a few sentences so that you could see some of the vocabulary words that we went over and used in sentences. But other than that, you just got to practice, learn the vocabulary yourself. That puts in time. You got to put in the time and effort to do that. Once you do that and you're comfortable, you can start using it with your own sentences. It doesn't matter how basic your sentences are, and they might be very repetitive. You might just be switching two words or something. That's the same sentence structure. That's okay. But you need to continue to practice, and then once I have enough videos so that you are strong with your vocabulary, then we'll move on into grammar, and then you'll really be able to take the next step up with your learning. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope it was productive. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching. Drop a like if it was interesting to you. Take a listen to my podcast if you're interested in that sort of thing. But yeah, thank you and goodbye.